Tesla executives in charge of Autopilot and Optimus teams, Ashok Elluswamy, was reported to have declared 2026 to be the most challenging and critical year for Tesla. In an all-hands staff meeting, Ashok prepared employees to significantly increase their work ethic to achieve company goals, saying it will be the hardest year of their lives. This comes, of course, after the shareholder meeting approving Elon Musk's goals. Meanwhile, the former Tesla executive Andrej Karpathy, who launched the Autopilot team with Ashok, tested the FSD version 13, and he was blown away, proud of what Tesla has accomplished. Elon simply said, wait until it tries version 14. Good news that FSD version 14.1.7 has started to roll out to early users, and the latest videos are showing another big improvement, now removing the hesitations and brake stuttering. Waymo, on the other hand, announced they now have 2,500 robotaxis in its fleet. We'll show you which cities and how many. Elon replied, saying, these are rookie numbers. Having said that, in a big move, Waymo has now begun to offer rides on freeways also. The race is on, but as Tesla investors know, it won't take long for Tesla to blow past these numbers. We've got Larry Goldberg here with us today. Larry's a serial entrepreneur, has been an active venture capital investor for the last decade. Check out his website at lumacenti.com. Welcome, Larry.
Thanks. Great to be here with you, Herbert.
I know you're traveling. I appreciate you taking the time out. But these two stories we're doing today are with your Cybertruck using FSD. And that's going to be one of our stories we'll talk about. But this one, I think it's true. This is Business Insider basically publishing saying that Ashok Elluswamy met with the staff in an all-hands meeting. And he said it's going to be the hardest year of their lives in an all-hands meeting. So Ashok is the Vice President of AI and Software. He's in charge of both Autopilot and Optimus teams. And he said 2026 is going to be the most challenging, critical year of your lives. He said significantly increase your work ethic to achieve company objectives, almost function as a call to action.
Can you imagine? Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
I had to stop you here. Can you imagine telling Tesla employees that they have to significantly improve their work ethic? I mean, hell.
They're already there. So, I mean, obviously, Elon has incredible goals. Now that the shareholder meeting's ended, he's got to hit these milestones, but he's hoping to get 8 to 10 major cities, thousands of cars that are Optimus, and of course, Optimus getting going. And so, what's your thought about how important this kind of, call to action by Ashok?
Well, I mean, clearly this is the year that Ashok's product is being rolled out. And anybody who's been in the business, in the software business, and this is truly software at the very highest level of functionality, knows that the release is, it is really hell time, because you never know what's coming in a release. You just never know. And even though they've had this beta, rolling, once they start, robotaxi at scale, things are going to happen that they never even thought about. So they're going to have triage. They're going to have a lot of people working very, very hard to keep the wheels on. And so, I mean, he's doing the right thing. This is what we would do in a major release. So it's very exciting. They understand that this is the moment. I don't think it has anything to do with Elon getting his milestone plan. He works like this all the time, but he's been working towards this year, for year after year after year. And I couldn't agree more. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fantastic. I was going to ask you, it sounds like you've taken this as a positive, not as a negative. It's not like he's going, guys, we need to work harder.
No, this is the release. I mean, this is Ashok saying we're ready for the release. He's got his troops together. He's he's pumping them up. He's giving them notice that get all the cancel the social calendar. This is the year of release. So this is what's happening, buddy.
Yeah, and not just for robotaxi, but the bots, but also Elon said, right, this is our biggest year. We're launching Semi, we're launching Cybercab, and we're launching, what's the third thing he said? But
Semi and Optimus. I mean, Optimus is rolling out as well. Look, I'm not sure that Optimus is yet in the stage that's being handed to customers. I'm sure that there's a lot of pressure on that team. And as far as the semi is concerned, I'm not sure we'll see FSD on the semi for the coming year. But
Right.
one thing's for sure, they are rolling out the robotaxi. And that is the big release. That together
That's the big
with,
one.
FSD, I think somewhere along the 14 path, they're going to remove the beta label off it, and they're going to allow you to drive, with less attention, somewhere along the line. But the big issue is getting the safety driver out of the robotaxi and really rolling it out at scale.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Let's keep going. This is Andre Karpathy. So he was the original. He and Ashok were the two that started the AI team. Started building autopilot, 8+ years ago, and Andre was actually just bought a new Model X, and he had version 13.2.9 on his Model Hardware 4, and he wrote up a very long post saying how amazed he was, how great this car was. I remember driving up Highway 280 on my first day at Tesla 9 years ago, where I had to intervene every time the road mildly curved or sloped. It's just so good. Elon said, wait until he downloads version 14. And he also said, Karpathy reviews Tesla self-driving. And then this is another post that Andre did just recently. He said, I'm unreasonably excited about self-driving. It will be the first technology in many decades to visibly terraform outdoor physical spaces and way of life. Less parked cars, less parking lots, greater safety for people in and out of cars, less noise pollution, more space reclaimed for humans, human brain cycles and attention capital freed up from lane following to other pursuits, cheaper, faster, programmable, delivery of physical items and goods. It won't happen overnight, but there will be the era before and after. So he experienced it himself. He realizes it's here, and he's starting to dream about the future of what this is going to truly impact.
Andre Karpathy wrote for me one of the most seminal paragraphs of this last decade when he talked about software 1.0 and software 2.0, 1.x.
I remember that.
And he talked about, right now, software 2.0 is this little corner of the box. If you take a box and you assign, a portion of that box to software 1.0, which was determinative, code, and the whole box was determinative code, and the little corner was going to be, taken up by AI. And he said, one of these days, that entire box is going to fall into the, AI world and become software 2.0. And, this is the moment. This is the moment. If you look at full self-driving on the Tesla, it is end-to-end, AI. And we can talk about the different components of the AI, but it's all AI now. Certainly, and some people shout at me and scream, yeah, but there's determinative code there. There may be some, but I promise you, it's not much. That box has inverted completely. You've got the box, it's software 2.0, and then the edges and the margins, there's a little bit of software 1.0. But we're in the age of software 2.0.
Nice. That's very, what's the word? Sublime, appropriate. Very, very cool the way you explained that. So this is,
Actually,
we have now.
Explained it. Sorry, it's not my.
Yeah, no, of course he did it, but I'm glad that you brought that up because it's the right thing to explain to people right now how incredible we're witnessing. So they rolled out version 14.1.7. We were all using, or not all, but some of us were using the latest, which was 14.1.4. For some reason, they jumped right to this. They skipped 0.5 and 0.6. I guess those are seemingly reserved for internal testing. So you can see here internal the dates of internal testing says October 6th. That's when they rolled out 14.1. And look at this, almost like a weekly, even more than a week. They keep rolling out 0.1.
Well, actually, the truth is that that Elon foretold that. He said there were going to be very rapid releases, and everybody laughed. But I mean, it's happened. And there was this release 1.7. There was quite a gap. But the interesting thing is, I got 1.7 this morning,
Hmm.
And I immediately jumped, and I got it in the cybercab. Elon asked us about 2 weeks ago, what is it we want, next? And I just said CT,
That's
and
Cybertruck.
and they delivered it. I mean, it is marvelous. That truck they've dialed it in. Like, I didn't have a lot of time to test it because I was traveling today. I had to go to New York, but I was able to take an hour and a half out of my day, busy day. But man, I couldn't find a problem. I couldn't find one problem. I mean, the only niggle I had was getting out of my garage. It backs out of the garage fine, and I'm in my courtyard. I've got a little bit of a fine uh, maneuver that I have to do. Got it the first time. The second time, it struggled a little bit. I had to touch the accelerator. But other than that, it's like perfect. Amazing.
So far, we're going to watch a bunch of videos, but the early users like you and others, they're saying it's pretty good. It removed the hesitation that everybody's worried about. So let's listen into what
It's not
people are saying.
good.
So that's
It's
great.
not pretty good. It's bloody good.
Bloody good. So self-driving 14 is finally smooth. Here's my first drive with the latest build. Here's Omar's build. We'll watch a bunch of these, but
Hey everyone, Holmars here, and we've got another new Tesla self-driving update. This one is 14.1.7. This is rolling out for both the sexy vehicles, Model S, 3, X, and Y, and the Cybertruck at the same time. This is actually the first update of FSD 14 that's rolling out to the sexy vehicles and the Cybertruck at the same time. So let's go take it for a spin.
I'll turn it off, but you can watch him drive. I mean, I don't know. What does this look like to me? A Model 3 Performance?
No, it could be. Is it not a Y? Could be a Y. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to watch it, but basically it's pretty awesome. It works. I'm just going to skip around. He's got the rainbow colors, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. What a great camera he's got. My gosh, that looks crisp and clean. So I don't think there's any issues with that one. Let's go watch some shorter videos of what other people said. He says very smooth. Oh, on my model, and then it missed it. So we don't even see it here. Practically at version 13 levels. People were saying 13 was better because of smoothness and comfort. Now it's pretty well there. Still some indecisive moments. Smooth versions of 14. I've been waiting for this. Zach said here's his first 30 seconds. Robotaxi style quick camera cleaning. That's that camera cleaning in the middle.
Yeah.
Moved over for cars coming on a narrow seat, signaled to the side, waited for the car, and moved over.
Yeah, I had some very complex. There you go. I had some.
So it
very
came out over this time, saw a car,
Yeah.
and so then it goes, oh, I've got to get out of the way. So it, oh wait, is this the one? Yeah. So it digs in because it goes, okay, that's that guy's right away. Isn't that smart? That's great.
Yep. I've had my model. I had my Cybertruck do that.
The same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I
is
know,
Dirty Tesla.
I had a really good maneuver with the Cybertruck. Very interesting.
Yeah, what happened?
I was turning left into quite a bit out of a parking lot into a pretty busy road. And as I started to turn, there was a car in a driveway in a house on the other side of the road coming out of the driveway.
Right.
The Cybertruck stopped. The car turned left. The Cybertruck waited for it to establish itself in the lane because it had to cross the lane, and then it started turning. I thought to myself, now, I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone, and then I had to brake. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, it anticipated and they thought you kind of knew what might happen next. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So this is, Dirty Tesla, Chris trying to test it out on the exact scenario. He's been seeing the brake stuttering, and he could not make it happen.
14
for this time around.
1.7 does not.
In here, we're gonna edit. I'll get out of here. This, boom, and this should reroute us to the right. I assume. I don't actually know for sure, and it did. Let's see how the car handles that. Instead of turning left, I would like to turn right, but the car is kind of already set on turning left. and a beautiful job, a full stop. We have a car approaching, safe to turn in front of it, and no stuttering. That is the exact scenario where you would see the stuttering, where it was safe to turn in front of a car, but you'd kind of start that turn, and again, even though it was safe, FSD would kind of second guess itself. Be like, oh, I don't know, stop, go. And it didn't happen that time. It's looking real good, guys. It's looking real good.
I mean, can you explain why the stuttering was happening? People are so pissed off about it. And then Elon just said, look, we always focus on safety first, and then we'll fix out the smoothness later. And so I don't know why people did not expect that, another point release and it's gone.
Well, if you track the improvement was, there were very, very significant levels of improvement. And that stutter was a regression. There's no doubt about it. So when you're expecting constant improvement, and then instead of this upward slope, you get this regression, which is flattening out, in fact, decline slope. Your expectations are unmet. So this release in my Cybertruck is such a huge jump from 30. Now, I haven't been able to do the amount of freeway driving that I would like to do to ensure that we're no longer hugging the edge of the road. That's a very important problem in the Cybertruck. But honestly, the way it drove today, I can't see that that's going to be a problem. It drove smoother than my brand new Model Y. Believe that or not.
I can't believe that, because I know that Cybertruck was always lagging because the Cybertruck is, right, what do you call it, four-wheel drive? It's got the rear wheel. So the wheels can go this way in the rear. So the car needs to understand that it's very different than normal cars.
Yeah, the geometry of the car is completely different with or without the rear wheel turn. But, the whole geometry is so much larger. And, I mean, who knows of all the problems that they had to address. Most importantly is the training. They didn't have any training data.
That's
they
it.
Had very little training.
That's it. That was thank you again, Larry. That was the actual real answer. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Dirty Tesla some more. Just drove FSD version 14.1.7 over 30 minutes. It was 100% smooth. No brake stabbing. Great job. Seems to realize I can't park in a restricted parking after taking a peek.
Yeah,
we don't want to go in the
had that
restricted
same
parking.
experience today. Very same experience. It really understands the parking lot quite well. Although I will say that it didn't park as close to the exit as I would have parked.
Sorry, in your parking lot that you're,
In the parking lot I went, it chose a sort of a series of spaces that were very empty, whereas I would have used one of the parking spaces right next to the exit. But,
yeah, in the future, I think you can probably personalize it and teach it what you want.
Yeah.
So is this, I guess the question for you is this a initial first glimmer at sentience, a little bit of more than just, hey, it can drive and it can do it safely? Let's listen to what Chris says.
That's something I've had to take over for. So those are my main things. I realized at the end of my last video, I talked about how, so we can't go here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. It's like it decided against it. It's almost like it saw something and decided, I shouldn't do that. That's okay. I'll take it. I'm not saying that's a fact, but that was very interesting and very good. It's like if I was going to park and I was kind of like, what is that sign? I can't. It says I can't park there. Let me move, over to here.
Exactly. So do you think that's what it's doing? Because I took the 14.1.4 to Costco, and it went to the parking lot right in front, right? And of course, that parking lot area there is all disability, right? Handicapped. And it kind of but it was so cool because the car can see the empty parking spot, but he wouldn't even bother because they can see the parking handicap.
Here's my conundrum. What happens if you do have a handicap stick?
Right. That's what I was saying. I think eventually with Grok, you say, hey, I am, and then you teach it and then they'll know. At that point, you can do it, but it can read signs, right?
So I have a handicap sticker, and the car didn't park in a handicap zone for me. So I could, but I could override it and tell it to park in a handicap zone.
Yeah, I wonder how that works. So, so right now there's choices of what you wanted to do at the destination, right? You want to park in the garage, park on the street, or do you want to go into a parking spot, whatever? And then people are going, oh, you should be another choice, handicap, not handicap. I don't think they should do that. I think that there will be grok maybe a year from now, and then that's when you can personalize it. You can actually talk to it.
No, I
You can
don't think
teach
so.
it.
I think you're wrong on this. I would simply have in the driver's profile whether the driver is handicapped or not. Remember, the handicap sticker goes with the driver.
Yeah,
And
I
so you
guess
can't
easy enough.
tell Grok, I'm handicapped. You have to register somehow that you've got a handicap sticker, maybe take a photograph of it. Because what you don't want the robotaxi to do is park in a handicapped lot when you don't have a handicap sticker, because that raises all kinds of legal questions. So I think, since the driver is registered, if you can register your handicap sticker with photograph, boom, you're done.
I like that. I was just trying to prevent like every single drive. But in your case, you kind of just upload it once and you're good to go. I like your idea better.
If you're registered in your app with your Tesla app, then you don't have to worry about it, because every time you get in Tesla, it'll know.
Yeah. One more video here. This is Zach. Mind-blowing first drive. 30-minute drive, zero human input or intervention, Century City Mall into the garage, huge improvements and polish with this build. So this is another video here. And he made it go faster. I don't know. It looks like a poorer quality, but it worked. Okay. It's good. And then you already out of the bag, but CERN has a Cybertruck, and he said, yep, 14.1.7 for the Cybertruck. And you played it for an hour. Okay, so Waymo, same day, announced that they have 2,500 robotaxis in their fleet, and they showed you exactly where. 1,000 in San Fran, 700 in Los Angeles, 500 in Phoenix, only just 200 in Austin.
It's amazing to me because you see a lot of them in Austin.
We see
when I'm in Austin, wherever I go, I see them. 2,500
vehicles is all it is. But hey, I think this is more than we expected, because it was about 1,800 6 months ago. And then they said by the end of next year, they will add another, they'll be at 3,000. Do you remember? They had to use up
5,000. I mean, it's just like a handful. Really.
Yeah. Anyways, Elon said rookie numbers. These are rookie numbers. What do you think?
He's right. But it surprises me with that small number, the number of Waymos you see. On Friday, we saw like 4 Waymos in a caravan, one behind the other, all empty. But, you see a lot of Waymos downtown Austin, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you're in the outlying suburbs, it's really hard to get a Waymo. It's harder to get a robotaxi. I've got a friend who lives at the very edge of the area served by robotaxis, and he has to wait like 20 minutes for a robotaxi.
Yeah, there's not enough, but the promises they'll increase it. Do you think, Larry, that when Tesla increases the city, and they go from Austin to Dallas, very clearly Dallas is going to be one of them. It was in their slide deck when they presented at the last week's annual shareholder meeting. Do you think that will let you drive from Austin to Dallas, or just no? We'll start in Dallas, another geofence, and then later connect them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a second stage, not a first stage, because they've got to manage the cars. They've got to manage they don't want to relocate cars from one area to another, which they'll have to do in the first instance if they start that way. But once the population of cars gets greater, I think that they'll open up. Look, the geofence will be a reality for the first, I don't know, maybe year or two, because of regulatory compliance problems. Right now, it's city by city practically. You can't drive a car between cities if you don't have the regulatory approval from one, in the country area. So it's going to be a while before you can go city to city. But the city to city driving is going to be very important, because at the price that they can do it, that will replace, So Dallas Austin has got a luxury bus that executives actually use for Dallas to Austin, and Houston. I don't know if Houston has Houston Austin bus as well, and Houston Dallas bus. and it's a luxury bus. But I think that executives will far prefer the car solution. So that's got to come. And it'll come earlier in Texas than it'll come anywhere else.
Anywhere else. Yeah, we'll look forward to that. So when I landed into Austin last week to attend the annual shareholder meeting, my friend Mike was with me. And as we were on a rental car driving on the highway, we saw a Waymo on the highway. So I filmed this.
With the driver.
Yeah. So I landed in Austin and headed to hotel with Cyber Mike. And guess what we see? A Waymo, but it's on the highway. Is it autonomous? So let's check it out. Let's watch my video. This is my video. So we're on a highway here, and we found this Waymo. And we thought that Waymos don't usually go on highways. Let's take a look if this particular one actually has a driver. Oh yes, there is a driver there. So it looks like that they are just mapping it and testing it.
Actually, they're repositioning the car.
Okay, he's exiting the highway at this point. Maybe they're repositioning.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen quite a few.
Yeah, did you hear what I just said?
Well, yeah.
Here, listen. Maybe they're repositioning it.
Yeah.
So I said maybe they're repositioning it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Waymos on the highway in Austin. If you're around Austin for a while, you'll see that, and you'll see people driving them.
But they did announce, so this is the latest here, they did announce now beginning to offer fully autonomous freeway rides, San Francisco, LA, and Phoenix. Express interest in a Waymo app to be one of the first in the world to relax on freeways with no one behind the wheel. I think you have to first tell them you're okay with it. It's not like, be the first to show interest. It's more like, we need you to be aware it's a beta and you could be in danger or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a test, and it's really good to see them doing this. I mean, I'm cheering for Waymo. I don't think it's going to be easy for them. I don't know that they're going to. This business model and this car and equipment situation is not going to be what they're going to end up with. It's really not. Firstly, they're using a 5-year-old car and it feels like that. Secondly, the equipment costs far too much money. They're going to have, and the cost of each new city is so staggering. They are going to have to improve both the technology, but also more specifically the business model. Right now, their costs exceeds what Tesla are in a position to charge. Tough business to be in.
No, I'm pretty sure. I think we've covered this a few times. Waymo has already been kind of hinting and saying that we're going to switch to the vision cameras and neural nets.
Well, they've said that, but they've also said, no, we think we've got the right solution. So it's unclear. There may be some sort of split in the company itself, and it's going to have to work itself out.
Now, a lot of people said, oh, Waymos can never be on highways. But the only reason I understood that they weren't on highways is because there's a higher chance of death because of higher speed. And also, Waymo's LiDAR is slower to react. People think that, oh, I've got LiDAR, which means I'll never get into an accident. That's not true. What happens is if there's a car that cuts right in front of you really quickly, your car, whether it has LiDAR or not, Waymos with LiDARs are slow to react, and then they have accidents. They've had many of those kind of accidents. And so they are like going, let's not be on highways yet because that's going to be a danger. But now they're doing it. Maybe they recoded it so they can act quicker, or maybe...
Well, you don't recode a sensor, but perhaps they have cameras as well. Or maybe they're using their camera. Well, the radar is very quick to react, so I don't know. They probably have sensors sufficient to take care of those edge cases, or they've figured it out. I mean, they're very, very, very clever people.
Well, this is the Bay Area now. Now that they're operating in highways, the blue is the Waymo, but the bigger area is still Tesla. But of course, Tesla is supervised. But still.
and
Yeah.
not on freeways.
Sorry, who? Oh, Tesla's still not on freeways? No.
Yeah, so right now, I had this argument with Brad Ferguson when we were in the robotaxi last week, and I said, yeah, they're on the freeways. I read that they're on freeways. He said, nope, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tested, and he said, I've tested it this morning. So we asked the driver, I said, are you guys on freeways? He said, well, we're not allowed to exceed 45 miles an hour. So
Gotcha.
if the freeway speed is, larger than we can't go on there. So that's probably the limiting factor.
Yeah, it's 45 miles an hour. Anything over that means there's a higher chance of serious injury or death, and we don't want to have that kind of, at this more sensitive time.
One of our groups said, well, perhaps they just don't want to go on that freeway because if they get stuck on the freeway, it's going to be very difficult for the passenger. But all of this is going to be behind us within the next few months.
Yep. Wonderful. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you. Test out version 14.1.7 when you get home, and then let me know how it's going. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. I've created a website that is the most comprehensive resource for the Tesla investor. Please check it out. Simply go to my website at herbertong.com.